welcome to Con Carolina's Television. My name is Bronner, and I'm here with a wide how do you say it?
Plethora?
Plethora
Plethora.
plethora
Plethora.
of individuals that are beautiful and fabulous and are about to introduce themselves. And we're going to start, as always, with a beautiful young lady that's sitting close by in another city. Um, what's your name and why are you here?
I'm gonna assume that you were speaking about Miss Buttercup, CCTV's Buttercup.
CCTV's Buttercup, as
CCTV's
Mark
always.
Yep.
owned.
Do what?
No, just we own you now, but in
I
a
got
legal
human
way.
trafficked.
It's legal. It's
Tell
above
no
board.
one.
Hey, Calvino.
I am here. Oh,
Calvino.
hi, Calvino. You know you're my favorite. Anyway, I am
My
usually
favorite.
He's all of the
CCTV's
BSBN's
trivia
favorite.
host. I was asked to be involved in some paranormal goodies this evening, and I was utterly excited to be here. So I'm going to pass the torch to someone else.
Yeah, go ahead, Nick. Tell us who
Come on.
you are and why you're here,
Cool.
as always.
Hi, I'm Nick. Welcome back. You've probably seen me for multiple weeks in a row. That's great. Thank you. If you have, keep coming, please. If you hate me,
Please.
just throw it in the chat. I love it. Throw the hate at me. Um, I'm working with CCTV. I'm like a production assistant slash creative and sometimes co-host and regular guest. Uh,
Content creator.
yeah, it's also possibly that you're here from the Vanguard community. If so, you know that I help run the LARP. I'm super excited for our event next weekend, and I'm wearing my Vanguard colors. So shout out to Vanguard
Yeah,
LARP.
what's up,
Represent.
Vanguard in the
Yeah,
house?
and I'm here to talk about ghosts, which show up in LARP all the time.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
haunted LARPs.
Yeah,
Okay.
especially October. Oh yeah, it's the season of the ghost.
That's good. I
Spectacular.
did not
Yep.
know that. That's fantastic.
All right, and who's this Viking hunk that we have here?
Some of you know me already from the BSBN. I am the Great Big Bear. How's it going?
Yeah,
He's
And
so big and cuddly.
you know, I am, I am a great big teddy bear most of the time. So, but I brought, I have a few things on this paranormal knowledge scope, and also I think I was brought in last minute because someone else couldn't make it. So it's fine. It's fine. I'll take second place. I get to be on here with you, lovely people.
Well, you are the CCTV's Great Big Bear. So
Ooh.
I'm not sure about that. I'm gonna call.
no, I
You
mean
know,
there people
I'm
I,
are
not
I
sure about
fighting.
that.
They didn't fight for you. They didn't
there's
fight for
there's
you,
there's all
Buttercup,
sorts of
but they're
fighting
fighting
over
for
the bear.
Bear.
There is like I
Even Sean, AOA, AOA.
sorry,
No,
I'm team AOA. Sorry guys, the Roogs has stole my heart forever. It's just I love y'all
you
dearly,
see
but
how we all get thieved in like.
oh we do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I
Some
love our
okay.
some
family.
We like to use and
branch
abuse.
of us
It's
gets
cool.
yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, let me start out by saying that Alex Matsuo was supposed to be here with us today. She is an author and a paranormal investigator, YouTube sensation, and unfortunately, she had some events, life events this past weekend. She got married, so
Oh wow. Congratulations.
yeah.
Congrats.
So
Yeah.
and I asked her like when we booked the show a couple of months ago, are you going to be okay like 4 days after your wedding to be on our show? And she said, "Oh yeah, yeah." But
No.
I noticed that she just
No.
really wanted to spend some time with her new hubby, and so
Of
she's doing
course.
that. And
Unacceptable.
with our
Understood.
well
Yeah.
wishes and congratulations, and we'll see her soon. She'll make it up to us, and she'll make it up to everyone that's in the chat. Um, hey
That's sweet.
mom, how you doing?
Do you think
Hi,
she's like
mom.
having a haunted honeymoon or something like that? Like, did she go to some like old
Ooh.
mansion where someone died and like?
Yeah, I
Fantastic. That's what
I, I
yeah.
don't I don't know if she did, but that would be great.
I hope so. I really do.
Um, but
That
we're
would be
going
the
to
best
continue
honeymoon
on.
ever.
Right. We're going
Hell
to
yeah.
continue on with the premise of the show. which is we're talking about paranormal pack. And what we mean by that is like, okay, so what do you need to bring to a paranormal investigation, right? And then the second side of that whole pack thing is like a wolf pack. Like, who do you need to bring to a paranormal investigation? What components do you need to fill? Are you raising your do, do I
You
have to
just need to
call
bring
on
a
you?
buttercup.
Just bring a butter. Oh, she
You
was
have to bring a
volunteering
Yeah,
buttercup.
just one
Bring-
as
person.
always
tribute.
bring the buttercup. Yes.
Yeah, you know what? Buttercup should be on the list. Let me write it down. Butter. How do you spell that? So
Buttercup.
Buttercup.
buttercup phonetically. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna talk a little bit about equipment first and foremost. What you need to
Okay.
bring. I'm gonna start off by saying that I think you should bring snacks every freaking
Absolutely.
investigation, because I'm a hungry dude and like I need snacks, energy. I need snacks to keep my vision like
Hmm.
balanced and whatnot. So that's what I'm saying. Snacks is probably my number one paranormal investigative tool.
That's
Yes.
that's
I
actually
agree
a
with
really
that
good.
100%.
That's a
Yes.
really good
Yeah,
point. That is a really good point. Yeah.
and I'm
Well,
just a big fat guy. That's why.
and
That's not
on,
even.
on top of having something to eat to keep that energy, that was gonna be one of the things I said too was snacks. But you also need to bring that snack that's gonna like if you do have an encounter that rocks you to your core, you need that comfort food or something like that that can help kind of bring you back. It's snack is a big important thing, I'd say.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Beef
Can I go
jerky.
real here? Like, okay,
Yes.
Go for it.
so they have
Absolutely.
like I'm actually into this. I'm actually more educated than James P. Sullivan on this topic. So they have
That's funny.
all of. I'm gonna go real. They have all of these expensive equipment that you could actually purchase and buy and own and use. And but the honestly, my my go to is like the biggest thing you need to have is a pen and paper to log
Mm,
every single thing that happens. Pen and paper. I mean, I could go on a tangent. Can I
that's
go on a
real good.
tangent? Am I
I
allowed to go on
have
a tangent?
I have that in my
Go ahead,
notes right
Trish.
here. It's
Pen and
number one.
paper.
Pen
Wait,
and
wait.
paper.
It gets better. Pen and paper. Watch, so you can keep time frames. You can time things. Thermometer. You can get those cheap. I'm talking about the cheap
Oh, you're talking
invest.
like a,
Yeah.
a
A
temperature
newbie.
gauge.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
a newbie, a cheap, learning how to do this
Hmm.
stuff. Pen and paper, watch, thermometer. Oh gosh, patience. You need to have that in your pocket. That's for sure. And a buttercup. And y'all
That's
about
a
the
given.
snacks, you're like, I'm a
Yeah.
big fat guy and I want lots of snacks. And I'm like, I'm this big and I still want a lot of snacks.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I need calorie intake. Like, come on, you know.
Right.
Hmm.
If you're doing
and
intermittent
water.
fasting
Don't
like
forget
I am, like
water.
you need to have something. So
Yes. Hydrate or dihydrate.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
each investigation should at least take 4 to 8 hours. Every
If not
investigation
longer. Yeah. Hmm.
should start at 4 to 8 hours.
Yeah.
So yeah, you definitely need snacks and water. That is a necessity. But you also
Okay.
need pen and paper, especially if your battery's
So
dying.
okay. So we pen and paper so that you can indicate stuff and maybe um I don't know, remind yourself of things that you've seen because over
Log.
the course of the
Hmm.
night, things are going to happen, and we all might think, "Hey, yeah, we're going to recall everything," but
You won't.
you
Yeah.
won't, right? So
You won't.
lost in translation.
even
Hmm.
Alex Matsuo, who was supposed to be here tonight, I think that was her number one thing on her list too, was pen and paper. So it's not
Log.
such a
It,
foreign topic. So don't shame us, Mr. Dorian Sombra, in chat for suggesting a pen and paper because even the pros do it.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
you don't want to rely on electronics. Like honestly,
you don't
the
want to.
most like down to earth, simple
That's a good point.
put off a lot of electrical impulse type stuff. that will kill batteries. Do not rely on this thing to stay alive
The
through the
hell
whole
was
hunt.
that? Is that
It
a
No,
will die.
brick?
It's fair.
That-
no, because that's
That's
the
a
thing. They
It's
tablet.
my phone.
that's
It's my
supposed to.
phone. But
That's a
yeah.
tablet, bro. That's not a phone.
But no, yeah, don't rely on
Fair.
battery operated
Hello,
things
how are you
that
doing?
they're gonna die. Especially if you have a strong presence there, it's
Mhm.
going to drain your batteries. The
All right.
more simplistic type stuff, the better.
Yep.
And you mentioned that the temperature gauge or thermometer or whatever.
Hmm.
What do you need that for? I mean, we've all seen like Ghost Adventures and all the other shows, um, but are you really looking for dramatic drops in temperature? Is that what you're looking for?
Yes.
Yes, you can
Oh, okay, all
absolutely.
right.
And there's
Hmm.
actually two different. There's two different temperature. There's two different thermometers that you could actually use. There's the what is it? The infrared, the one that does the
Hmm.
all the colors with the I don't know what
Thermal,
they're
It
called.
actually has the
thermal.
thermal camera.
The
Yeah.
thermal, the thermal, the
Yes.
thermal camera, but that is
It's like
a
heat
thermometer.
signatures. Yeah.
But then you can also use just the not the old the mercury ones, but they make updated ones. I can't. I am so bad at terms and names, y'all.
What
But
about those temporal thermometers that they like
absolutely not.
scan you with for COVID?
Absolutely not.
Because I could roll a couple of
Yeah.
You
nurses
have
Yeah.
to
and
be
get
point
us a
Those
blank
couple
to
of
be
those
able to
bad
use
boys.
those. And
Those are not accurate.
if you don't, well, if you don't know how to use, yeah, they're absolutely not accurate. If you do not know how to use the tool properly, especially in a enigmatic setting, then there's no way you can get an accurate reading.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'll
That
just
this
tell
is
you
what I
straight up.
use
What is
there.
that?
During COVID,
That,
I was
that is
teaching.
that is a thermometer right there.
I was
So
at a school and
Where'd
they
you get
scanned my
that?
head 3 times and told me I was legally
mom.
dead,
Oh geez.
and I'm still here. Maybe I'm the
Yeah.
ghost.
You yep.
This is why
Yeah.
you are here.
Oh yeah, I'm Casper. Here we are.
We need your
Rachel's
opinion.
temperature runs low too. Like she's like always low. Like I'm like, are you zombie? why why are you not normal body temperature?
Mine runs low.
Some
I'm at
people
like a
just run low.
96.
Yeah. Yeah, she runs lower than that, I think, even. Crazy. Hey Jay, how you doing, buddy?
So
Um, so
another
yeah.
idea with going back to the pen and paper, another good reason to have pen and paper or pencil paper is to doodle. Like you can get them to write through you by doodling on the paper. You'll start to see you can in certain sites have words
So
start to formulate.
so they're like channeling through you.
Hmm. Exactly.
That's cool. I've never
That's
seen that
usually
done.
medium stuff, though. That's like usually
That is like
empath,
you.
medium,
Maybe you have the
psychic.
power, bro. Maybe
And
you
Yeah.
have some of that.
I am behind it 100%. Trust me, I'm there. I'm just saying, I just wanted to
It's
point out to the audience that's more
yes.
channeling versus
It is. It is.
using tools. You see what I'm saying?
But
And
that
Like,
is
I'm
a
not
you'll
tool
want to be
though,
by
though.
careful
no
if
means.
you do that
Just a
because
different
if
kind of
you are
tool.
It's
yeah, I mean, and you're inviting that into you, so you do want to be careful on letting that in to do that because you don't want to let some evil bad thing into you to channel through writing. Like, make sure you know what you're hunting.
well, because even if you're not a medium and that's new
Hmm.
to you, it is terrifying.
It
It
is.
can be harmful.
Yeah,
It,
dangerous, right?
Hmm.
yeah, it could be
Yes,
very, very
it is.
dangerous. If you are not a medium, that is something you need to be very aware of consciously with your own body. Like you, because if you're new to that game, that could be a poltergeist. Like that could be a whole
Hmm.
different. That could be demonic instead of an energy. You see what I'm saying?
So it sounds like Buttercup. It sounds like you're a believer, 100%.
But yeah, of course.
Bear, you too, 100%.
I've done my hunts. Yep.
Look
Do,
at Nick.
Nick,
do you want an alternative opinion?
yeah, Nick,
Yes,
I'm hoping that
I'm
you're. I was
I'm
hoping
looking
for it.
right to
I was
you.
hoping for it. Yeah.
look,
There's
he's
a
like
reason
over
I've
there
been a
doing
little
this number.
tight-lipped right now, right? So like, I'm not okay. I'm gonna categorize myself as skeptic, but within that, I'm not gonna like rule it out. If I've gone and done the thing and I've experimented with it and I like leave with an opinion, like that will inform my positions. I haven't had a paranormal encounter in my life, and because of that, I'm a little skeptical.
Sure.
But I do think
Understandable.
so from that point of view, I would say the most important thing you could bring is like a camcorder, like some form of camera. So when you're out on your ghost hunt, like you can record what you've observed and you can kind of explain it with what you know. So that way, it's much more likely for you to convince other people that this is something that is potentially real. With that, I've
Hmm.
been told several times that like there are like paranormal things that will not show up on camera, and so even though like I saw it, it didn't show up on video. So like, okay, what can you do there? Um,
More people to give witness testimonial type stuff.
I also wonder like
Hmm.
Number
the real
one in
skeptic in me.
investigation is have at least two of you there for verification.
Okay.
That's along with a pen and paper.
So
You need a second
it would
person.
have to be someone that is not you, someone that you trust, know that's going to be straight up with you.
Yeah,
Hmm.
they're going to tell you
So
if you're full of BS or,
right,
oh
right.
my
If
gosh,
they
I saw
saw
that
it,
too.
if you saw it, you would genuinely feel like they're um, being level with you and genuine with you. So um, I don't know. That I mean, that's a good point. If you come at it from a skeptic, I've had some experiences in my day that would lead me down the road of a believer for sure. But my whole point to like Ray and anyone else that has asked me these questions is why don't we have a just plethora of um, unrefutable proof. I mean, just like stacked upon each other. And maybe it's out there, and maybe I'm just not aware of it. But I mean,
Ah man, it's that
I-
government.
right.
It's Joe
Maybe
Brandon. He's keeping it on
Area,
lock. Area
Area
51.
51.
Area
He's keeping it on
51 for
secret. They know the
ghosts.
truth.
So
Truth
here,
seekers
okay.
out there, you can find it.
So
Okay,
here is like
Mulder.
here is the best point of ghost hunters. Is the point of the investigations is to actually debunk every light, every sound, every voice, every
Right.
Yes.
coldness, every draft in the house. The
Hmm.
best point
You're
is
just looking for the unexplainable then.
right. No, but they're looking
Yeah.
how to explain it. So the reason why there's not so much irrefutable evidence is because a lot of the times it can be debunked, but the few times it cannot, that is what us ghost hunters like thrive off of. We're like, there was no
Yes.
there was no
Yeah.
neighbor's car that flew through the neighborhood that their headlights shine that light in that hallway. There's no
Right.
way. It
Hmm.
didn't happen because it was tested. It was tested with tools, it was tested with humans, it was tested with all kinds of things. So those very few that we have are
The
what
u-
make us happy.
the
Yes.
unicorns is what you're
Yes,
looking for.
we made the unicorns because the whole point of the investigation is to your goal is to debunk. And if you cannot, that's when
Then
you
you
win.
yeah, pay
That is
dirt.
actually
Right.
when you win.
And I
Hmm.
don't envy that position because I can imagine like you're in a zone where the world is all out to get you. Like most people are like this is bullshit. And you're having to like put your back against the wall and be like, "No, I actually believe this and I have to defend this and how do I do it?" And like I have mad respect for that. Despite being a skeptic myself, I would love the opportunity to go out and do a ghost hunt. Like I'm so amped and excited for it. Everything about it sounds fantastic to me.
Let's do it.
Hmm.
Let's do it.
I wish I was in North Carolina with you guys so I could do one with you. Like,
Let's do
dang.
it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's find a place.
They're
Let's
not
do
a
it.
Greyhound. They're not that expensive.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
there's that.
So all right. So we got about 5 more minutes to talk about equipment, and then we'll get into some of the other stuff. But
So,
what does EMF stand for? Anyone know? Raise your hand. All right. Let's go with Bear.
electromagnetic field.
Damn it.
Okay. And
Okay.
why is that a significant thing?
So, like I kind of mentioned earlier when we were talking about the batteries draining, those
Crazy to see.
presents can emit electromagnetic field. So when you bring that reader in, it can also give you evidence towards, is there a presence there? Um, Unfortunately, it's another tool. It's not going to be exact because there are other things, of course, out there that do give off an electromagnetic field, but it is another tool to help guide you in the right direction.
Okay. Well, you have something to add to that, Buttercup?
No, I there is a level of like, okay, so normal household appliances do create an electromagnetic field. So there is a level of when
There's a
it's
Mhm.
window, right?
there's a window. There is a window when it could be a presence or when it's just household
Yeah.
appliances. There is a
Now,
window, and
if you
it's a bold window. It's not a fine line. It is a bold window of whether it's this much or this much.
Right.
Between a
now, however,
refrigerator
if
and a
you're
ghost, it's a huge line.
yeah, now if you're in a building or an area where there's no power nearby though, and you have something spike out on an EMF, that's
You
pretty
got some
strong.
stuff going on,
Hmm.
and that's when
Or
everybody starts clapping. They're like, "Okay, wait,
wait, isn't there other explanations for electromagnetic field other than your toaster? I mean, there's like underground shit, like
oh, there's
There
rivers
should be.
and
minerals,
right.
there's electronics,
There's 5G.
there's
There's
5G
5G.
with the
Yeah.
fake trees in our neighborhoods now."
It's coming for you.
However, so if you're out, like if you're in a field
Why
type
you
of
do your
area
homework?
and you get a spike in something, drop one of those little lawn flags down and come back at a different time, like during the day or something.
That's right.
If
Uh-huh.
Red
you're not,
flag it.
you should be able to replicate it if it's a constant thing. However, if it's
So
not,
so you need markers.
Hot
yeah,
spot.
some sort of a marker is always good. An alternative to EMF, because those can get pricey. It's one of the things I was going to say too is solid copper rods. Use them as dowsing rods. You hold two of them out, and as you get close to a source, they'll actually cross in front of you. So it is they
That's
basically
a
act as a
witchy
magnet.
thing. I wonder.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, and you can either just straight have a solid copper rod and bend it, or you can put them into like handlebars for your bike, pop them in the top of that so you can have a handle on it. But yeah, keep them loose enough that they can the move. And
Nick looks like he really has something to say.
What do you
yeah,
got,
what's up,
Nick?
Nick?
Oh, did I? Oh no,
No.
no. I have nothing of substance to offer to this conversation. The two of you had incredible responses, and I'm learning so much from you. The only thing I
I'm
had to
glad.
say is that when I heard EMF in the context of ghosts, the first thing that
What
came to my
the
mind
fuck?
was ectoplasmic motherfucker.
Wouldn't
We
that be
definitely should have called on Nick first. That would have
EMF?
been great.
Ectoplasmic
Slimer!
motherfucker.
Okay, all right.
That's
He's
my
So
my
that,
F-bomb for the
favorite.
stream.
but you're the one that actually mentioned the video camera thing. So I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
you've got to be able to take get proof. So if everyone on the team has cameras, if everyone on the team
Mhm.
has cell phones, if everyone on the team has cheap little voice recorder type things,
Yep.
um, that way you have, okay, I heard it on this machine but I didn't hear it on that machine, but I heard it on this machine. So you have a check and balance of what you're doing
Mhm.
But no, you can
as you
totally
go.
use a ton of tools, but you can also at the same time not. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That is another reason why it's a big deal to have at least another body with you. But
Yeah.
even like,
Mhm.
okay, like legit, these are night vision goggles. I shit you not. So, but like even
They look like goggles for a tinker in cosplay.
Those look like
They
steampunk
they're,
costume
I mean, I
they
can
look
goggles.
like
hold it up to
welder
the camera.
goggles or
No,
something. Yeah.
these are the green lenses. These are the night vision lenses. I I love cosplay, but I also love to play in life. So anyway, but you also so like every flashlight you have to be aware of. Are you using
Mhm.
a red lens? Are you using a green lens? Are you using a blue lens? Are you, because you,
Yes.
whatever you're going after is actually a, you need to know what equipment you need to, equipment is important, but it can also be minimalized equipment. It doesn't have to be expensive
Yeah.
or crazy. But it does, you do need to make sure that you have investigated the site, you've done your homework, you've done your interviews with the surrounding people, and whoever has seen whatever they're bringing in for this investigation, just so you know what
Absolutely.
equipment you do need to bring. Do you
Yeah.
just need a pen and paper, or do you need all the readers? I mean, it's a big deal.
Well, it sounds
Yeah.
like to me that part of the fun would be okay, just go with a group of people, maybe a camera and maybe one recorder, and go with a
I'm
group
okay
of
with that.
people and do that, right? And but
Mhm.
really you're vibing in, right, to where you're going.
If
And
you
if you
haven't investigated, sure.
yeah, if you
Yeah.
do catch something, then you can come back with all the bells and whistles and the beeps and the buzzes and really hunker down and try to get irrefutable
Yeah.
proof of that kind of thing. So, yeah, that sounds like a pretty exciting prospect.
I do. I also want to throw something on there. So just listening to that, like from the skeptic point of view, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think about this and I'm like, what would it take to like convince me, like sway me over? Because I'm kind of on the fence. I could be swayed either way. What would it take? I think watching, because like I've been told numerous times, you cannot capture on video
Video.
what is happening paranormally wise. But watching someone I trusted having a legitimate reaction to their surroundings, I think that would sway me more than anything else.
I agree.
Just taking a look at
Now,
someone who I know, I respect, I trust their opinions, and watching them do it. And then afterwards, like after they filmed the content, be like, no, legitimately, I really do believe that. That would sway me.
now the whole can't capture on video. You can, but it's not like capturing. It's not like if I were to turn a camera on you, Nick. Like I played that back, I would absolutely see the form of Nick. If you capture a spirit or something like that on the video, it may come across as just a faint a shadow running across or a shadow there, or
A
even
glitch.
just an orb. You could just have a little orb that's floating there for no reason whatsoever. So you can capture on video. It's just not to the same level as it, videotaping one of us. You're not going to see a human form, it fully in color detail. You're not going to see that.
Yeah, that's why a
But
lot
you
of
you can
uh,
capture some stuff on video. Yes.
That's
uh,
never going to be for, and it's
Well,
also never whatever actually a human eye can see will still never
Yeah.
be. I mean, even as advanced as cameras are these days, you are never going to capture on a video exactly what a human eye saw. Again,
Mhm.
another reason why you always need more than one person in the investigation, because you're not, like, even my human eye is going to see something that your human eye is not going to see. But at the same time, and if it becomes a premonition that we're looking at, it's going to be a lot easier to see than trying to show somebody the spark in the camera. Those, like, did you see that? And they're like, what?
yeah.
yeah, see,
Well,
like with the whole orb thing and watching some shows and seeing these orb things, and I'm going like, what the fuck is that? This is some bullshit. You know what I mean? Like the little
Yeah.
like they really are just like bugs or dust particles or some
I have
bullshit,
I have video of fairies in my yard.
right? So I'm just saying that it would have to be like, okay, that orb did something that was so uncharacteristic, which would be like, how do you determine that? Because you can't really predict how a bug is going to move, or
Yeah.
I
yeah.
mean, you can predict like how like a dust particle might flutter away or whatnot, but you can't predict those kind of things. So you're sitting there going,
Yeah.
okay, well, I think this orb is a ghost because it went, like this. Well, that could have been just a bug, right?
See, you're trying to debunk it. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You were trying to
Yeah.
debunk it.
Trying to figure out what it is exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, you're in my camp right now, buddy.
yeah,
That's not skeptic.
but then
That's
then it
actually a goal of a ghost hunter is trying to
Hmm.
debunk it. And if they can't, that is when we win. I'm telling you. Our goal is to fail.
that,
But if
that
we
You're
can't fail, that's
trying.
when we
You're going
win.
in from the angle of this is probably nothing, and when I can't deduce that it's nothing, it's something.
Yes,
it would have to be
that's
something.
exactly right.
But okay,
Mhm.
I
so
dig that. That's
my,
that's super cool. I dig that.
it
No,
is a cool concept. So
yeah.
the thing that annoys me the most is like when I watch these shows, is just the I don't know, the it's just overreaching. It's the dramatics that they are like over embellishment of just actually like, like
That's all
just trying
cinematic.
to
I
convince the audience that something is going on when there's nothing going on,
I
Yeah.
agree with
which
that,
just
and I
makes
think
it
that
look fake.
that's like the reality TV show factor, which is that like a lot of what
It is.
happens on like corporate cable TV is
Cinematic.
designed like yeah, it's all following a formula, and it's the same thing that all those reality TV shows follow, and like they're designing things to be as spooky as possible. You can watch that
Ray.
Hi
and watch
Ray.
like Hell's Kitchen or whatever it is with Gordon Ramsay, and
Yeah.
like the
Cinematic.
way they do cuts is the exact same way they do it on the ghost show television stuff. So like looking at that, it's like yeah, that's TV brain,
That's
you know.
Hollywood, right?
Like
Yeah.
someone has
Yeah.
gone out there and they're like, how do I make this the most marketable as possible to the least interested person, you know? But
Yeah.
like when I look at this, I think about it as like how do I take this and communicate it to a broad audience and have like the most reasonable people also understanding the same things that are happening, like whether
Yeah.
it's on video, whether it's in journals.
They are certainly not educating. That is for sure. They are certainly not educating. They are not doing the paranormal community any kind of justice by no means because they are being cinematic because here's the
And
first reason.
dramatic, right?
The first
Yes.
reason right there is because when you get any reading on any of your tools, the first thing you do is not say, "Oh God, did you see that?" No, the first thing you do is wait for more.
Right.
Hello,
Yeah.
Right.
who's here? Is there
Yeah.
Yeah.
someone here that would like to talk? You're calm and cool and collected about it. You are not over dramatic and BSing all over the.
Yeah.
Oh God, something just happened on the meter. Did you see
Right.
Freaking
that?
out because you happen to pick something
Hmm.
up on your infrared and you're like,
Right,
oh, it's a heat
right. That is
signature.
the last
Ah.
thing you do. Like here I am,
It's
Buttercup. I am over
Godzilla.
dramatic because I love glitter, right?
Can it be Godzilla?
I see glitter and I lose my shit, right? But if I was in one of those scenarios and something showed up, knowing what I know and what I love, I'd be like, "Hi, I'm Buttercup. Would you like to speak to me? Is there? How old are you? Where did you come from? Do you have any children? You know what I mean? You don't do the cinematic. You
Yeah.
do not do
Yeah. Yeah.
all the
Sure.
crap they are portraying on the cinematic, and they
I mean,
those
Right.
shows just piss me off. Like
Because
I don't watch a lot
they
of
have to
stuff.
do the cinematic in there
first,
because a lot of the if they show an actual ghost hunt, a lot of the times it's gonna be really boring and no one's gonna watch that.
That's
It'll
true.
it.
That's
You
But
very
know,
wait,
so they
I
have to
would watch it.
dramatize it
hold,
up.
hold
Yeah,
on a
absolutely.
second.
There is some that would. You're right. Yeah.
I
But
no.
would
You know what you
wouldn't
totally
it
want to
watch
be?
watch?
that.
You want to watch the 4 hours of the evidence of going through the evidence.
Hmm.
That's what you want to watch. That's what I would want to watch.
Yeah, same here. So that's compelling to me. Watching someone overreact to something like Ray says, I mean, it's really just made a kind of a mockery out of the whole situation. So what I
Yeah.
would like to see happen is to have someone that investigates at such a way that what the shock factor is the evidence.
Yes,
Wow.
that's the
What a
debunk or the
novel concept.
non-debunking.
Yeah. It would be cool to debunk. I mean, the whole process of debunking, right? And how they got to that point. Or it would be cool to actually capture something and freak people out. It doesn't it doesn't impress me when someone, overreacts to a shadow or to an orb,
Yeah.
that could have been a stink bug.
Or
I
even like
just
they filmed the corner of a staircase and you didn't get to see anything. They're like, "Oh my god, it's," and then
right.
they just go off, and you're like, "I didn't see anything." And what are you
Nothing.
even talking about? It's crazy.
Hmm.
And listen, technology is so good nowadays that they have cameras that can film 360 degrees without moving. It's a
This is
dome camera
true.
That
that
shows
that
up.
just picks up the whole room.
And
It just
I
shows
would
up
So,
be
in
just as
class.
excited.
hi,
There you go, right
I
there.
would be just as
you are
excited.
coming to the ghost hunt with. You've
I
got
would
some
be just as
equipment.
excited though to see evidence of
We'll
them
pay for your
actually.
ticket.
I got I
Speaking
got
of,
you covered, boo. Don't worry.
I
I
got you,
got
boo.
I got the thermometer. I got the 360 camera. Like,
so now that
let's
it's
do it.
been referenced, I think that maybe it is time for anybody who is watching right now to drop a big, like, juicy hunk of steak for everybody to sink their teeth into. We had a discussion because like we were all very excited for this episode. We're like, wouldn't it be fantastic to do an actual real life in person ghost hunt? And so we
Mm,
talked about it. And we're like, yeah, we really want to do that. We really want to do that. So we're gonna do it. We are going to get together. We're gonna go to a place. I think it's a haunted museum, if I'm not mistaken.
May or may not be. That
May or may
hasn't
not be.
the location hasn't been confirmed, but we will find a place to do
A volunteers tribute. I don't care
an
where it's
I'm
an
at. I'm
I'm
going.
investigation.
so
definitely
jealous.
there. This is like
So
So
everything
jealous.
I'm looking for.
Y'all are
so
gonna watch Buttercup behave for the first time in her
okay,
life, and you guys are gonna enjoy it.
this is
I'm
this
gonna
is
be
the
there. You're not gonna
this is
behave.
the
Buttercup
premise of what we
behave.
have
I
going
don't believe
on.
it. No.
All right, listen up, listen up, listen up. Okay, the premise is that all of the CCTV crew is going to be there. All of A lot of the BSBN crew is going to be there automatically. But what we would like to see happen is that if you are in the North Carolina area or are willing to come to North Carolina, um,
Calvino,
we we would like to put forth a contest. Okay, now the contest will be judged by the CCTV people, which would be Buttercup, Nick, Ray, and myself, because AOA people don't count. Um,
bear. No, I call. Mm-mm. I
I'm
need.
just
I
joking.
need.
Bear,
I love you. Oh,
Bear,
dude.
dude,
Okay.
you need to be there because you clearly know this a lot. You should be
Right.
there.
Oh, I'm on
I
Bear's team for sure.
Yeah,
I
no.
I
If
have been
Bear can
raised
be
in this
there, we want.
whole thing. So my mom ghost hunted. I ghost hunted with her. It's been in my life since I was born, basically. So yeah,
Okay, well,
I was
Bears
born into this whole
included. We know that. We're just joking around. But let's get to the crux of it, the meat and potatoes of it. So we would like you, whoever would like to, and we'll put this out on social media, is on our fan page on Facebook. We want you to write an
thing. Oh,
experience
thanks,
that
Ray.
a paranormal experience that you have had, and what we will do is we will as a collective go through those experiences, and whoever we find is the creepiest, scariest, whatever hits us in our feels or whatnot,
Most intriguing.
most all of that stuff wrapped into one ball, we will invite them to come to the investigation
Mhm.
with us. And it's not just an investigation because Dondero and his team has decided that he would like to film the whole thing, and we're going to put it out as probably a multi-part episode on CCTV and on our YouTube channels. So
It's so cool.
yeah.
Can I point out
um,
we may also be pulling in other tools, as in mediums,
oh
and
yeah, we already have a medium booked, I think, right?
we
So
do
don't
have a
give too much
book.
away. Don't give
My
too much
cousin,
away. Don't give too much
There
away.
will definitely be a ton of advertisements
my
leading into
family
this
is
thing.
fun.
We will keep you informed. But yeah, if you've had a paranormal experience of your own, please post it to the CCTV page. Let us know, and we will be reviewing those. And the winner will take all and come with us on our first ever
Ooh.
paranormal hunt. Is that right?
Question: Is there
CCTV's
a deadline for story?
paranormal porn. I mean,
Oh no!
That just
Of
happened.
course you brought it in.
Oh my
Of
god.
course you did.
that's going to
Okay,
be the
let me
name
let
of
me
our
let me
episode.
reel it
Ectoplasmic.
back in. Let me reel it back in. Is there a deadline? Is there a deadline for said story?
Do we know the deadline yet?
Let me be the
Um,
voice of reason for a hot minute.
Oh,
I'm
you
gonna
are so
say
terrible.
2 weeks. So 2 weeks from
Okay.
today is the deadline. Well, the Wednesday, which would be the
No,
27th,
I have a good idea.
Weeks from today.
26th.
You have to have it in by
I'm
Halloween
looking
by
in it.
midnight.
26th.
Oh, there you go.
The 26th is
Halloween
less
by
than 1 week
Oh
midnight.
no,
from
I'm sorry.
today.
I'm sorry. The third. We could do Halloween
Third.
because our next
Well,
show is
that'll
on
give
the
us time
third.
to
If you want to do
review.
before the next, or well, our next show is on the 27th, but then the one after that is November
Is the
3rd.
third?
Do you want
That's
to
what
do
I'm
November
saying.
Mhm.
2nd as the deadline so we can announce on November 3rd?
Yeah,
I
that's what
would
I was
say
Okay.
thinking.
Halloween, so we have time because we all have lives.
Right. No, you have extra time. You have like 2 more
Yeah.
days
Yeah.
because it'll be the
Yeah.
2nd of November.
Yeah, we just need to make the decision by the 2nd of November, and then everybody who's shared, we can evaluate. And we'll let you know by November 3rd if you're coming with us on our
Then I
first ever ghost hunt, but not our last, I don't think.
Can we do an
no.
Emmanuary?
Yes, you can enter the film, Dondero. Um, I have it in writing where you had say, "Ooh, we can get Sean and Shep, and we can all do
He did
Okay,
the
volunteer
you
whole
did
crew."
everybody.
volunteer.
He
Like
totally
we
voluntold
have the chat.
everybody.
We
We
know
have
what
the
you said
chat.
you'd do.
Yeah,
He
You're
totally
you're the
voluntold.
most
Dondero
responsible
trying
for this of
trying
all
to
of us.
snake on out
Okay.
of it.
Most of us were like, this is a pipe dream. And then Dondero's like, no, this is a real dream. This is definitely gonna happen. And we're like, all right.
Right? But we have some feelers
Yeah,
out there as to a
420.
location, and the
Hey,
location
do
is going to be dynamic and epic and very, very active.
what is
So
our deadline? Like what?
I
November
kind of
2nd.
agree with that the Halloween deadline only
Okay.
because it
I don't
gives
think we ever
us
made it very clear.
3 days to come up with the winner.
And yeah,
Um,
Okay.
Yeah.
all right.
That's
So
That's fair.
fair.
Halloween at
That's
midnight
fair.
is you guys' deadline to send in all of your stories, either a story or a actual instance or all of that
Yeah.
jazz.
And it doesn't have to be 5 pages, right? We're giving you
No,
11
no,
days.
God, no,
You
it
can
is
give us
not an
like
essay.
a great paragraph or
it's a
like
Facebook
a
post.
couple pages of
Leave us
whatever you
wanting
think we
more.
need
I
to
mean,
do.
Right?
anything.
Just give us the juicy details and
Ooh.
make it as succinct as possible, and you're probably gonna win.
And post it to the page. That's the most
Yeah,
important part. Is
post it on the
we want
CCTV Facebook page.
because we want spooky
I
stuff on
like
that
that.
No
Leave
page.
us
pep pep.
always wanting
No
more.
pep pep.
Yeah. What did Pep Pep say now?
5 pages, 12-point font, new Rome's timing,
No,
double space.
PowerPoint.
no,
No
this is
pep
not
pep.
a
We want
college
No.
essay.
Negative
PowerPoint.
Ghost
Look,
Yeah.
Rider, never go Ghost Rider. No, no.
you
The
are
pattern
you
is
are
full.
you are literally competing to spend a showerless day with us as we sit around and hope that poltergeists
So please beware
happen to show up
before
and
you
haunt
Listen,
us.
enter said
Okay.
contest.
listen.
These are who you're going to be working
Ray
on.
makes great coffee. She buys great snacks. So even if you just want to come for the snacks and coffee alone, I mean
No,
that's just a good way to
you
get
have to
That
shush.
to us. Snacks.
See,
I mean,
I
Beef
that
think
jerky.
me
coffee
and
is going to do wonders.
I
Coffee's
really
good.
think that me and Great Big Bear were on the closest page. Like we were like all in it, and we're like telling you how to be, who to be, and how
Mhm.
to act. And we are
Oh yeah.
not those people. We're usually about embrace yourselves and blah blah blah. We're like, no, if you're going to do this, you're doing it our way.
Right? You
You're
guys
acting
for
this way. You're doing it
I
like this. I'm gonna educate you, and this is how it's
I
going
actually
down.
like nothing but respect for the two of you for that. Like I sensed it too. Like the two of you were on the same page in terms of like paranormal stuff, and like to the point where here I am as my little skeptic self, and I'm like, well, shit. They're like, there's some consistency here. That means
Mhm.
something, you know.
And I'm pretty sure I actually proved something to Bronner that I knew something about something. Of all the things that I could know about, it would be this one, right?
Ghosts.
Right? And I'm like, yeah, Buttercup's. We're not gonna have her on the show this week, even though she's CCTV's Buttercup. And it turns out she doesn't know shit about other stuff, but this
She knows ghosts.
she
Well,
knocked it
that's
out of the
great.
park with that one.
She's a
Can
Mhm.
I?
weirdo.
We
It's
had
fine.
her.
It'll
We had her
work.
on the episode. If you didn't watch it, the monster one, and she kept just referencing Disney monsters.
Now hold on. No, that was great because,
Oh.
like, okay, straight up, I'm sorry. Like, if you're at home and this is the first time you've tuned in, like, I don't know, kind of fuck you right now because we're talking about continuity of CCTV episodes. But like, I jumped into that shit and I was very logic based, and I was like, this is
He was
exactly
into
why
it.
the werewolf would defeat the zombie because he has more muscle strength, and like, and
I
she's just like,
still I
well,
still disagree. The werewolf would have beat the demon. I'm
Dude,
just gonna say that
Guess
right now.
guess
the
who was
werewolf would
trying to
not have
debunk?
beaten a demon.
Guess who was trying to debunk
But
everything? What is
no,
my
Mhm.
goal?
you weren't trying to debunk. You were trying to put in Disney language, which was the best
Right?
language. Like, I watched Hotel Transylvania, and in that there was a van, and I was just like, that, like, you can't argue against that because, like, children's
Except for
movies
the fact that
operate
it's
under their
not
own
Disney, though.
logic. I mean, you could be like, I'm gonna throw all children movie logic out, but what fun is that, you know?
Yeah,
That was
no.
great. That was great.
I,
And
I,
no,
I wasn't. I
werewolves would
wasn't
not
throwing shade. I
beat.
mean, I was just saying that I was surprised at really the level of
Yeah.
knowledge that you had for this. When
Oh, you
really,
did your homework.
with the exception of trivia, you really just phoned in episodes.
She knows her paranormal game. She really does. And so does
Mhm.
Bear. Like, I'm going to be
No,
completely honest. I
Bear's
was
been on a
very
paranormal show
surprised.
before. No, we
Big
we
Bear,
knew
fist
that
bump,
about Bear.
fist bump. Do it,
Fist bump.
fist
The
bump.
two of you have incredible. So, can I ask you, can I, if it's okay,
Who are
Absolutely.
you
Bronner, if it's
asking?
okay with you, can I ask
Yeah,
a handful of just like skeptic questions?
yeah.
These are questions
Fine.
that come from the mind of myself that are based off of zero knowledge on the subject. So I'm just trying to get on like a baseline of maybe I kind of get where you're coming from. Okay, the first question: if you had to attempt to sway a skeptic into believing in ghost hauntings, what would you say to them? Right? I know that's a taboo because like you're not supposed to try to sway a skeptic, but like if you had to, what would you say?
Honestly, seeing is believing, so I wouldn't try to use words. I would just bring them on a hunt. Let them experience it for themselves. Because
I like
nothing
that.
is going to be more powerful than their own eye seeing what they're seeing. Like that's the
Yeah,
only
because
thing
this
you
is
can
not
do.
a. This isn't. Yeah, I agree with that 100% because this is not something that is debatable.
Hmm.
It's not. It's absolutely not debatable whether you're a skeptic or a believer. It's not debatable unless the evidence or the debunking or whatever side
Yeah.
you're on. It's not. There's no good, clear debate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I
it's
mean,
a, I mean, it's
and
a
you can
matter of
prevent.
a lot of that's a matter of interpretation, right?
Yeah.
How you perceive it, So you could say that, yeah, that mist is not a ghost, but you could believe 100% in your heart that that mist is a ghost.
Yeah.
You
You
know,
you felt the unease and the coldness when that mist appeared, which is not being relayed through a picture.
Okay.
So
So really, like,
there's.
don't try to sway a skeptic. Like
No,
they have to
I mean,
see it for themselves to be believers. Is kind
you
of the
can
idea.
you can relay your experiences to a skeptic, and I mean that may or may not do anything, but yes, until they've experienced it for themselves and seen it firsthand, yeah,
you
that's
can
not
tell
going to do a
someone
whole lot.
all day long how you felt, what you saw, but
Yeah.
100% until that's again, number one rule, always take more than one person to an investigation.
Yeah.
Why don't
You
start
can
it?
lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Okay, so Ray had a thing about she wants you to hear
Go ahead.
her sound clip and let you decide.
Is it a
She's
ghost or
got a
not?
really
Oh
good
yeah,
sound clip, but
that's
Let's
what
a
go
I'd
good one.
for
like
it.
to
Yeah.
what I'd like her to do instead is just post that sound clip on the fan page, and then
Yeah.
everyone
Because I'm
just
going
That
to
is
do
listen
everything I
powerful.
can to
Yes.
Oh my
debunk it.
gosh!
with
And we can all.
instructions and about listening to it with headphones on, and then we'll
Mhm.
see what happens, and then we'll kind of go through and look at the comments and see what people think.
And you guys
I
realize
love that.
I am going to do 100% of everything I can do to debunk it. But it is because I am a believer, not because I'm a skeptic.
Right, because you want
Yeah.
it to be a fact, but
I want it to be a
you want
fact.
it to
I'm going
earn
to
it.
ask questions. I'm
Yeah.
going to ask
I do
hard
think
questions.
that's
I'm going to ask weird questions. But
I'm not gonna
that is
lie. That
the
audio clip that she had, it gave me goosebumps when I listened to it the
Me
first time. I
too.
was like,
you got to hear it.
"Whoa, hold on a minute! I need to go back." I
so,
listened to
like
that thing like
I
3 or
didn't get
4
to listen
times.
to it
Like,
either.
oof.
Yeah,
I
well,
think
well,
that's the
Bear was
correct
on
position to have
a
with any position.
paranormal episode with us, so
Like
Mhm.
that's
being
how we
willing
got
to
it.
challenge your positions is a good thing.
Yeah.
Um, I do have another question for
Okay.
our
Last
paranormal
question.
experts. Last question. Okay, and this is like a two-part question. So, like, what are your thoughts on possession? Do ghosts possess people? And if so, are there certain types of people who are more likely to be possessed? What does it take to not be possessed? Do you think possession is a thing?
Can I answer this one?
Oh yeah, Buttercup, go
Go for
for
it,
it.
Bud. Go for it.
Jump in.
I,
Let's see if this is where
I am
we
possessed.
differentiate here.
this
Let's see.
this is probably a really good, yeah, probably really good like way that we need to either bond or not. Okay. I can't answer is possession a thing? Because there's poltergeists, there's mediums, there's psychics, there's other spirits. There's no way to say the word possession is like an umbrella term for a lot of things that could happen. Um okay, let me ask you in return, what is your definition of possession?
A ghost inhabits the body and does anything,
I
whether it
said
be
poltergeist.
sure. Yeah.
Because okay, so a medium can embrace spirits and can relay those said spirits.
Is
Psychics
that
can also do the
possession?
same thing. So you don't consider them possessed because they absorb it, or you're talking about a ghost possessing someone. Yes, can also happen because, but that is a poltergeist. A uh that is a I have no other like way to quickly explain. Yes,
Malevolent being?
well, they're not.
Yeah.
Poltergeists are not
How you
always
doing?
malevolent. Usually, they end up being malevolent because they have a lot of expend energy that they can't get out. That is what makes poltergeists look so malevolent. They're not always demonic and malevolent. That is just usually their characteristic of being stuck. That's just it's like a kid with ADHD and doesn't know what to do with all their spent up
They're
energy.
grumpy Bostonians. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're waiting for the tram and they're very angry about it.
they're just
Yeah.
like, let me out, let me out. Yes, yes.
I got you. Okay.
All right, Bear. Are you on board with this train or not?
Uh, all except for the term, I guess, poltergeist, because poltergeist to me is a type of ghost. They're more ones they're more trickster type. They're the ones that'll move your keys around on you or
Okay, I
hide
agree with
stuff.
that.
They're not usually malicious in
That's
nature,
just what people usually
but
reference
yes,
them.
that is yes. So a lot of people will use the term poltergeist as a ghost, but uh, it depends on the person. Um, and it depends on the entity in which is trying to do the possession. Um, but yes, I do believe it is possible. Um, if it's a more negative entity, they will try to beat down their uh, their victim before they do it. Um, giving those slight signs, scaring them, beating them down mentally and emotionally to be able to take that in. But there are some people that can invite them in and let them come in and let them have temporary control over their body. That can be dangerous, but yes, I do believe in possession.
All right, let me give you one quick example. Okay, so
Mhm.
possession means that you're going to be made to do something against your will, right? So every time I go to like a buffet,
Oh,
And they tell you not
I'm
to
so
sit in
happy to see.
line.
You
Where's this
just
they,
got
going?
possessed by Golden
It's
Corral.
possession.
yeah, Golden Corral, like for the second round, man, my body says no, no, and I still get up and go. I mean, I don't get it.
Now
It,
hold on.
as soon as
He's
they
a
throw that
firm
steak
believer.
on the
He's
grill
a
and you hear
firm
that,
believer in possession.
that's a
As a
possession right there.
skeptic,
Yep.
I am gonna say that I don't even think no, that doesn't qualify as
I'm done
paranormal
here.
possession.
I'm clocking out.
You're just fucking hungry and you want to eat more.
He's the one that brought in snacks from minute one.
Listen,
Brought her
Oh
ate
God.
the
You're
dinner.
fat
thinking of
kid has to have
temptation, not
control.
possession. There's a little bit difference there, Bronner.
It is the ghost that
Uh,
is infecting your stomach.
The
listen,
ghost of the buffet
if
ride.
I need a ghost crutch, I'm gonna take it.
Jesus,
All
I'm
right.
gonna make sure I have a backpack full of snacks when we go ghost
Oh,
hunting.
I guess
All
I
right.
would
yes.
I
Well,
too.
got you, boo.
that's it for Con Carolina's television. I just want to also indicate to you guys that early badges are available. If you go to concarolinas.org and the actual website has been updated for 2023. It still is not finished yet, but at least
Christ.
you can hit the link to purchase badges, and it'll take you to the Eventbrite, and you can purchase badges for a discounted price now.
Please do.
So you need to do that because you're going to save money. And then also the hotel block at the Hilton is available. So if you just call them and mention that Con Carolina's 2023 and you would like to be part of the hotel block, you can purchase your tickets. Get those tickets because we sold out the hotel last year.
Yes, we
And
did.
even though there's another hotel, if you want to stay at the Hilton, there it's open. So do that
But
and get your
either
stuff.
way,
Concarolinas.org.
the
Hmm?
earlier you get your rating, the earlier you get your quote, the better. You're gonna get a better like your ticket will be cheaper if you get it earlier, and your hotel will be cheaper if you get it earlier. So
Right.
if you're here and you're planning on coming to Con Carolinas anyway, it's a no-brainer. Just go ahead and do it.
Right.
It's kind of like
All
holiday
right.
tickets. Get
So
it
we've
before the
got
holiday.
BSBN Gaming coming up next. Who we rating into, producer? We're gonna we're gonna rate into Zark
Mm.
Nor. So please stay in the chat, and we'll raid you right on over to Nev's channel. And you guys, I don't know what game they're playing tonight. Bear, you know?
Since it is Thursday, I think we're going to be back to doing Raft again. So I
Raft
believe
is a
Wes
lot of
Bundard
fun.
is not launching the room, but
Are
as
you
far as I know,
playing?
yeah, it
Are you
should be
playing, Bear?
Raft.
It's a good game.
Oh yeah, I'll be on.
Yep. All
Heck yeah, I'll
right.
be on.
So, well, that's it for Con Carolina's television this evening. I'd like to thank our guests. They were fantastic, and our hosts. Thank you, CCTV Buttercup. Thank you, CCTV's Nick Barone. And thank you, AOL's Great Big Bear. AOA's Great AOL.
AOLs. AOLs.
AOA.
You
What?
got mail.
He's got
I
a
um,
just
ghost.
heard that.
It's on
I did.
dial-up.
you're the BSBN AOA. We get it. We love
Yep.
Nerd Mom Ace too. So
Oh, I love
um,
it, Ruth. Oh.
yeah, and she's on the
And
show
thank you
next
for
week.
having me on, Bron. I
Next week,
appreciate it.
next week we're going to talk about A Tale of Two Tims, and it's
Oh
going to
yes.
be a half hour of Tim Curry and a half hour of Tim Burton, and we are going to have Arugs on the show. Frenchie's going to be back on the show. Ray will be back from her break. So yeah. Um, Nick, you can be on the show if you want to be on the show. We can have 5 panels.
I'll be on the
Five.
show.
All right.
Look how you got
We
invited and I got dismissed.
we
I've been
we
yeah,
we
I've
like
been
ne-
doing
well
Congratulations.
research.
you're on the next week because you got to prepare for trivia, darling. You got to do your homework for trivia.
Got it.
All right. So anyway, we're out. Thank you. We love you guys. Thanks for watching.
Good night.
Everyone, good night.